Good morning. It's a beautiful sunny day here, and I'm sitting at my kitchen table looking at the display the birds put on every morning and watching them and watching that big old fat sassy cat amble up between them, and they all just scatter because of the cat, and it's enjoyable just to watch nature sometimes. I want to read to you, and I'm going to read to you right out of the book of Joshua, very first chapter, because I like new beginnings. I like being able to start over. And this passage of scripture comes after the Hebrew children had been wandering in the wilderness for 40 years. That whole generation who would not go into the promised land the first time, who did not believe God, and they have died in the desert. All but Caleb and his family and Joshua and his family. All the rest of them have died, and a new generation of people have come along, and it's a brand new beginning for them because God's going to take them out of the wilderness. God's going to lead them from wandering to the promised land. So let's listen. After the death of Moses, the servant of the Lord said to Joshua, son of Nun, Moses' aide, Moses, my servant, is dead. Now then, you and all these people get ready to cross the Jordan River into the land I am about to give to them, to the Israelites. I will give you every place where you set your foot, as I promised Moses. Your territory will extend from the desert to Lebanon, and from the great river, the Euphrates, all the Hittite country to the great sea on the west. No one will be able to stand up against you all the days of your life. As I was with Moses, so I will be with you. I will never leave you nor forsake you. Be strong and courageous, because you will lead these people to inherit the land I swore to them, to their forefathers, to give to them. Be strong and very courageous. Be careful to obey all the law my servant Moses gave you. Do not turn from it to the right or to the left, that you may be successful wherever you go. Do not let this book of the law depart from your mouth. Meditate on it day and night, so that you may be careful to do everything written in it. Then you will be prosperous and successful. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be terrified. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Wow. What a speech that God has just given to Joshua. And Joshua has been the faithful follower all the way from the promised land, through them not wanting to go into the promised land, not having enough faith to go into the promised land, and he and Caleb standing firm. And they've gone, and their families have wandered in the wilderness, and they have lived through that 40 years because they believed. And now God comes to Joshua and says, Joshua, my servant Moses is dead. It's time for you. It's your turn. A new beginning in Joshua's life. Joshua, let me tell you something. It's easy. It's easier. Now, I won't say totally easy, but it's easier to follow a Moses and follow him because he's the one listening to the Lord. And he's speaking to you. And so it's easy to follow him. But now, Joshua, you have to be the leader. And the very first thing that God says to him, he tells him, he says, now get ready. Get these people ready because you're going to cross the Jordan River. And you're going into that promised land. So get ready. So they have to start getting ready, get all their tents and materials packed, everything else ready to cross over into the promised land. And then he says to him, be strong and courageous. Why? Because it was probably just the opposite of that now. What? You mean I've got to go? I've got to lead these people? And God says, be strong and courageous. Why? Why should you be strong? Because you're going to lead these people. And you have to be strong and courageous for them. Then God speaks to Joshua and he says, just as I was with Moses. Now listen to that. Just as I was with Moses, so I will be with you. Joshua, I will treat you the way I treated Moses. I will talk to you and share with you the way I did with Moses. I will be with you, just like I was with Moses. Now, get up, go on. Then down near the bottom of it, he says this. He says, do not be terrified. Why? Because God knew Joshua's heart and knew that Joshua was probably terrified. It's a great responsibility to lead people. And if you're leading them in the ways of the Lord, then you have to be living in the ways of the Lord. So don't be terrified. Why? I will be with you. I will be with you just as I was with Moses. Be strong and courageous. I will not leave you nor forsake you. God is, I believe, saying that to us on a daily basis. Come on and follow me in this adventure of life, this adventure of love, this adventure of mercy, this adventure of grace, this adventure of forgiveness. Come follow me. And in following me, I will transform you into a new creation. Have a blessed day and follow the Lord.